Batman is Ben Affleck in the most recent films. But that's not to diminish what Christian Bale has brought as Bruce Wayne, because he nails Bruce Wayne. I mean, he gets that dark, tragic, he gets that. And I'm a fan of Michael Keaton's. I mean, I like what a lot of them have brought. But I think Ben Affleck really gets the balance of both characters. For me, the trick that I found early on was that putting on the cape and cowl is not the mask. Putting on the suit and tie of Bruce Wayne, that's the mask. That's the suit of armor he puts on to face the world. When he's his most comfortable, when he's his most emotionally naked, it's when he's in the Batcave. That's where he's safest. That's where he can be who he is in his soul, you know what I mean? And then he puts on the persona of the playboy and the successful businessman, and that's the performance. So that was the key for me. And I think it led me to creating this sound that didn't sound forced and didn't sound artificial. A lot of actors, when they do the Batman voice, it sounds artificial, it sounds weird, it sounds like they have laryngitis. You know who I mean. And
you didn't say who.
I didn't say.
So we're all just assuming.
I just know.
Don't say Kevin Conroy said.
I didn't say that.
That did not happen.
I didn't say that. But it's because I think that happens because they're thinking of that as the performance, and I think the key is that that's not the performance. Bruce Wayne is the performance.
Next question right here. Wow, again.
You can't. You can't. I mean, I can't say. Lauren Lester and I have an unusual relationship just because he was the one that I worked with the most. And so, of course, I loved working with Lauren. He's a very talented actor. But again, everyone brings different things to different characters. Mark Hamill nails the Joker. He is my Joker. There's no question he's the best Joker to me. But then I saw Heath Ledger, and I thought, oh my God, this is a whole different kind of crazy. You know? He's fantastic. He's not better. It's not better than Mark, but it's just a different kind of crazy from Mark. And I thought, I love what he's doing. And then Troy Baker brought a whole different kind of crazy. I mean, actors just bring something unique to the character, and you just can't. I just really try not to judge.
Daredevil back there. You may not be able to see me, but I can see you.
Project.
Project. Hit the back wall.
Of course. Any actor who says no to a job is an idiot.
Kevin, if Warner Brothers picks up the phone and says, we'd like to pay you money to do work,
yeah, of course.
Would you say no?
Oh, no, not me. I'm far too busy. Far too busy. Weeding in my garden.
Science officer here in the front.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's an interesting question, because I have to say, when I heard Adam West was coming in to do The Grey Ghost, I said, oh, God. I said, Andre, do I have to be there that day? This is his world, and I've kind of, I'm treading on his cape, And she said, oh, he's so cool. He's so cool, he's so cool. And then he couldn't have been more gracious. He's, as you know, he's an incredibly wonderful guy. And it's very genuine. He's he's got a good heart. And he said to me, he came in, he threw his arms open, and he said, I hope you have as much fun with it as I have. He said, run with it. It's a blast to play the character, and I hope you have a great time. So we had a wonderful time. I had a great experience with a lot of the senior actors who came in to do the roles, like Adam West, like Ephraim Zimbalist Jr., my original Alfred. He was like a father to me. He was so wonderful. He was so caring. He was old Hollywood, as Adam is. There's that sort of gentlemanly respect for the other workers. It's just wonderful. So yeah, I love working with him.
Pudding shirt right here.
That was done. Andrea did that. It was Andrea's idea. And
Andrea just decided, I'm going to make Kevin sing.
No, she said to Bruce, you know, Kevin sings and he's got a good voice and he loves to sing. He said, I didn't know he likes to sing. I had been singing most of my life. The only time I've ever sung on stage was at the Public Theater. Joe Papp found out I sing. And so I did a production of Midsummer Night's Dream in Central Park at the Public Theater with Bill Hurt and Christine Baranski. It was a wonderful production, beautiful production. And they wrote a song for me to sing as one of the lovers in Midsummer Night's Dream, which was wonderful. It's the only time I've sung on stage. Isn't that funny? In a Shakespeare play. It's so ridiculous. But the reason they put Am I Blue in is really because it was kind of an inside joke. They knew Kevin likes to sing. So they thought the only way that Bruce Timm would do it, what would Batman sing? Batman wouldn't sing. They thought, oh, Am I Blue? That's a great song for him. And then to have it be paying off a debt, which is what he's doing. So he has to do it. It was great. It was fun. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, go to Kevin Conroy, Real Kevin Conroy, and my website. I post new songs every now and then. You can hear.
So, all right, when are you dropping your EP? I mean, when's the vinyl hitting?
No, I just do it for my own love of singing.
I'm telling you, you're leaving money on the table.
And
we'll go over to the far side over there. Back behind you. I'll go to you next.
How do you, when you put Batman longer than anybody else, how does Batman stay fresh?
that's a really good question. Usually what I get asked is how has he evolved over 25 years? And my answer is he hasn't. The trick has been not to let him get stale. I found that the Batman fans are the most passionate people I've come across. They're just so loyal and so passionate about the character. You guys know more about the background than I do. You know, the fans are really incredibly invested in the story and in the character. Think about it. If someone lies to you in life, they can usually give you a pretty good poker face, but you can usually hear a lie before you see a lie. At least I know I can. I can tell if someone's lying to me by their voice better than I can tell by their face. If I was to fake it or to do something artificial, or if I didn't really go to that place in my gut to get the sound, you would hear it in a second. I've never allowed myself to do that. And whenever I've gotten really tired and maybe slipped into it, Andrea wouldn't let me. She'd say, do it again, you're not there. You've got to be true to this guy. He's a very pure character, and that's what the audience tunes into. So for me, the trick has been to remain true to that core of the character for 25 years. And man, that's been hard. That's really been hard.
Yeah, you're right.
So outside of Oklahoma City, there is an action figure museum owned by Kevin Stark, who designed a lot of Batman action figures.
Yeah.
Inside there is a Bat cave with a collection. That's the collection of Batman.
Wow. Yeah.
I was wondering, did you know that?
No. No, I know who he is, but I didn't know about this place.
Yeah, it's
I gotta check it
All
out.
right, we're gonna get your flight changed.
Yeah, I
You're
think
gonna
we're all
take a
gonna
trip
check
to
it
Oklahoma
out.
City. There you go. Let's get this guy. He's having to hold his arm. He's been so passionate.
All right, so we've been working with Mark Hamill, for several years back in the past. I was curious as to, out of work, have you guys developed a friendship, like, for instance, after work, you go grab a beer with,
Yeah, like do you go on road trips?
and if so, after said beers, you guys use your voices together.
That'd be a scene, wouldn't it? If I was a drinker, that would be a funny scene. Drunk Batman and Joker. What are you? Don't look at me that way. We are very close. I love Mark, and we get along great. We don't tend to see a lot of each other outside the studio because our schedules, people's schedules. Acting is such a, he's in Europe half the time doing movies now. He's on the road. I'm at Comic-Cons or in the studio in Hollywood. And also, he lives in this incredibly beautiful house outside, north of LA. And I live right downtown near Hollywood. So we're in very different parts of the city. And so I don't get the chance to see a lot of them outside of work.
We've only got
But I'm a pretty private person. I actually don't see a lot of actors outside of work. I like to paint, I like to restore, I like to work with wood. I'm a pretty private person, actually.
We've got a few minutes left. I want to get as many of these questions in as we can, and if you don't get to ask your question, Kevin's going to be at his table all day tomorrow, except for when he's on stage with his friend Mark.
Yeah, we have a panel tomorrow.
You guys should not miss that. I had the pleasure and honor of moderating it for you guys in Toronto,
And Mark always has great stories to tell.
it is, as great as Kevin is on his own, as great as Mark is on his own, the two of them together, forget about it. Seriously,
Fun.
once in a lifetime
It's fun.
thing. So let's get you right here. I guess I see green highlights in your hair. Yeah. Oh, we'll get you in a minute, Joker. Hold on just a moment.
You've already said that one of your favorite things about playing or voicing Batman and how you live and how you have your power. But with that aside, if you had to pick one superpower that you could have, which one would it be?
If you had to pick one superpower.
Well, I guess everyone wants to fly. I mean, that's amazing, to be able to fly. There you go. Yeah, everyone would want to fly, I think.
All right.
That's the one thing I love about swimming and about snorkeling. I love that feeling of weightlessness and that feeling of just floating with the fish. And, so to float with the birds, I would think it would be similar to that. It'd be wonderful.
Joker who jumped the gun over here.
Okay, out of all the voiceovers for Batman you've done from the animated series, the Arkham games, which one was your favorite?
Could you pick just one?
It's hard to pick one. But I have to go back to Perchance to Dream. It was a wonderful movie. It's, I think, the best Batman movie of all the movies, including the live action. It's a great movie. You get the whole arc of the genesis of Batman, where he comes from, his tragic origins, his inability to have a normal life, and then his falling in love, but not being able to reconcile that.
Mask of the Phantasm?
Mask of the
Mask of the Phantasm, that's what I said. Is it Perchance to Dream? You're
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, he loves that episode so much.
I do love that episode so much that it was a slip of the tongue.
It was
I'm sorry, I meant
an intentional
Mask of the
accidental slip.
Phantasm. Mask of the Phantasm. But I did love Perchance to Dream too.
Let's see, you with the, is that a Spawn mask on your face? All right.
So, this right here, maybe out of the block, and overcome a lot more than most people probably do. And it's about that.
Whoa!
He is. All on his own.
So, I think what would be pretty awesome is if you guys did that and sell
Well, what's his name?
Dustin.
Dustin, God bless you for what you've overcome. And I hope life brings you nothing but joy. I know it's right. Yeah. Hush is pretty cool.
You know what, Kevin? I hear Jim Lee's going to be here tomorrow. Maybe we could ask Jim Lee about
Let's
that.
ask Jim Lee. Hush is pretty cool.
Way back in the back, you got something in your hand. Yeah, you right there.
Which one?
Yeah.
Oh, what, at the very back. Yeah, you.
Do you think sidekicks are underestimated and always compared to the mentors so much that fights like Batman versus the Red Hood or Batman and Nightwing always have are inevitable between the mentor and the sidekicks?
Or what?
Do you think sidekicks are underrated? You know, do you think that it's inevitable that they're kind of given short shrift, as it were? You know, how do you?
Well, they're given some short shrift. That's a tongue twister.
Sorry, I was giving you a tongue twister at the very end of the day.
Short shrift. Just because the focus of the show is on the lead, is on the Batman character or the Superman character, or whatever. But those characters are important. The relationship between Batman and Robin is really important. It's a very paternal kind of relationship. So I think by nature of the fact that he is the lead of the show, he is the focus of the show, they are overshadowed somewhat.